Live from Los Angeles, welcome back to Good Morning LaLa Land. We have a fly brother in the house.
Yes.
We have Ernest White II. He is a journalist, educator, and he flies around the world helping connect human beings, telling us our story of how we're all just like one.
Yes.
Right?
I thought you were talking about me, Dr. Aaron. I'm going to fly every day. I'll fly like this guy.
I want to fly with the brother.
Thank you. Well, we're all fly in our own ways,
That's
right?
right?
And it's tapping into those ways and figuring out, what about us makes us beautiful, what makes us worthy of connecting, and that's what being fly is about, I think, as well as the travel, aspect of it.
Totally agree. So can you take us back to where your journey began?
Sure. So I talk about my parents a lot when I talk about people, just because, that's a solid foundation, what you get at home. And in my case, I was given a wonderful foundation of people who were doing the best that they could back in Jacksonville, Florida. But I saw my parents who grew up in segregation, always interact with people no matter what they looked like, just having great conversations with people. We'd go to Disney World and they'd just be talking to people in the line and that kind of thing. And when you grow up with that kind of model of connectivity, it makes it easy to go out in the world and smile and say hello to people, even if they don't smile back at you, even if they ignore you as they walk past.
Especially if they don't.
Certainly.
Yeah.
And then you have to learn how to, through those years, learn how to still love yourself anyway, still recognize that you're worthy of interaction and all of those things. And so that's kind of how it got started. I was always drawn to different cultures, was drawn to geography. I did a study abroad when I was maybe 16 years old, went to Sweden.
Wow.
The only black kid in the very far north of Sweden, staying with the family. And that was where the bug bit me. And I've been to about 70 countries. I've lived in 5, worked as an educator and as a journalist, and now moving forward into storytelling in all different types of ways.
Right.
Well, let's take a look at the trailer for
Sure.
My Brother.
I'm Ernest White II, storyteller, explorer. I believe in connecting across backgrounds and boundaries.
I mean, look at us. We're chasing the sunset.
Join me and my friends.
What's going on, boy?
And discover that no matter the background, no matter the history, the whole world is our tribe. Come with me. Fly brother.
So tell us what the actual, what is the intention of the show?
Sure. So again, the show is about connectivity. I go visit friends of mine that I've made throughout the years in different cities around the world. They bring me into their community, show me their favorite things, and we work with the tourism bureaus. The food and hotels are great, but it's really the connectivity. These are people who have known me for years. They've held my hair back, at the necessary moment. And so it's really just to show that when you travel, it's the people that you meet, it's the community that you build that makes the difference.
What have you
true.
learned about yourself in these travels?
Oh God, so much. I guess the most resonant thing is that we all want the same things in life: just to be seen, to be empowered, to be loved. And when I'm out there doing that, I love people. I'm a lover, in all the different ways that one can be. And there's no other way no better way, I think, than travel to kind of get that fix, that high, if you will, of connecting with people.
Ah, it's awesome.
I love that.
Yeah, totally. What surprised you most about traveling this much? Is there anything that you didn't expect that now you've lived through and you're like, wow, that was really something?
Well, I'll say that now, as our previous guest said, I start collecting more birthdays. You start to think like, okay, I actually might be able to sit this one out. Before I used to kind of do I used to always want to go, and then I realized travel can also be an addiction.
Yes.
Because it was easy for me to run away to San Francisco to see friends, to Cape Town, to Paris, or whatever, just because that was easier than dealing with whatever traumas were coming up to be looked at and loved.
Yes.
And
So
so,
true.
it's people, they think like, oh, you're going off to have a great time, and yeah, there is that, but there's also using it to mask and to distract. And so after a while, you start to sit back and think like, am I traveling because I really want to go, or am I doing this because I don't want to be by myself?
Oh my gosh, thank you so much for being so vulnerable. And I think that what's fascinating about traveling also, I'm wondering, is that we're so much alike. Even when cultures are different, there's a core like
Humanness.
essence of us that we're all so similar. What are those kind of things that went, wow, this is very similar over here and here? Like what did you find?
I would say you show up in certain countries where people look nothing like you. Poland, for example, and you go to an event and they are just dancing and the music is amazing and everyone's really just kind of vibing on the same level. And then when you start to see that same thing happening everywhere that you go, that's when you're just like,
Weird, huh?
I mean, that's the alchemy of travel. I feel like
Yeah.
it just allows you to get outside of your box and to resonate and recognize yourself in other people.
Right. We are an organism. I mean, the earth, we're one with the earth. We're
Yes.
one, it's like we forgot.
Absolutely, but the technology now allows us, like it can separate, but it also allows us to connect, to go online to get offline. And that's what I try to encourage people
Love
to do
that.
through the show and the website and all the other associated services that we provide, which is transformation.
Where and when can we watch?
So we're set to debut on PBS, public television, at early 2020. So we're excited about that. And then if other things blossom from there, because we know there's multiple distribution streams available to us these days. But everyone can follow at flybrother.net to find out more information as things
And just
firm up.
at Flybrother on Instagram.
At Flybrother on Instagram and on Facebook, Flybrother Fly.
Wow.
There it is.
Well, if you ever needed a couple fly girls,
Big Bill first class.
Me too. I'm doing that more and more too.
Steve Boyd, 5
Exactly.
Stay tuned. We'll be back with Good Morning Mom.